Welcome back to the Andrew Finney Show, where we help you make sense of real estate. Obviously, my name is Andrew Finney, and I'm happy to answer any of your real estate questions that you may have today, along with the home buying process, the home selling process, home ownership, or actually investing in real estate itself. So go ahead and hit me up in the chat area. In the meantime, while we're waiting for some others to join us, I'm going to go ahead and address some of the comments that came in from our great community and teammates this past week. So I want to lead off with Roxy Mendoza. Thank you, Roxy Mendoza. 6 days ago, she had said, "Greetings from Southern California." Thank you, Roxy. I just want to let you know that I'm reading all of your comments all the time. And she was asking me about the difference in between getting a loan pre-approval with a big bank or a small bank. Hi, Linda Vargas. Hello from New Hampshire. Thank you for being here with us today from New Hampshire, Miss Linda. So Roxy was asking us about the difference in between credit unions, big banks, and whether she should apply with, whom she should apply with, and what the differences are. And I noticed that Irina Delong had actually answered her in the comment section. It's always super cool whenever our community starts engaging with each other and answering questions and sharing real life experiences. That's what this is all about. In short, whenever you're looking at getting your loan options taken care of and you're wondering, should you go to a big bank or a local loan officer, I always advise going to a local loan officer. The reason being is simple. A local loan officer is going to be aware of any first-time homebuyer programs, any other type of loan programs that are available to you, and how best to help you out with your loan options and explain the loan options that you have available to you for that specific area. Credit unions tend to have a little bit of a better rates, but sometimes the issue is, can they close? And Irina Delong made a very good point that when you're dealing with a local loan officer that lives off of commission only, you got to be survival of the fittest. You got to think about that. It's the survival of the fittest. You got to be really darn good to do well in this business, whether you're a real estate or a loan officer. So if you're a commission only person, then what happens is that you're going to actually be extremely, extremely proficient. Otherwise, you're going to be out of business. And that's just the cold, hard truth of the real estate and lending world. So if you're working with a big bank or a credit union, they actually may be employees of the companies themselves. So they're getting paid a salary or they're getting paid hourly, and it's just another number to them. If you want someone that's going to treat you with respect and treat you right, that's going to be a local loan officer. And one of the questions, by the way, that you always want to ask a loan officer is, what happens to your mortgage note after you close? Are they going to be servicing it in-house? In other words, if you applied with out here in Las Vegas, I work with a couple of great loan officers, one with Cardinal Financial and one with New American Funding. Both Cardinal Financial and New American Funding do something really cool. They service their own loans in-house, which means they're not going to turn around and sell your mortgage on the stock market or sell it to like B of A or Wells Fargo, one of these places. Knowing where your mortgage note is critically important. It's something that a lot of people don't think about, but it is a question that you want to consider all the time whenever you're getting ready to get a home loan. You want to know where is that loan and where is it being serviced, okay? So thank you, Roxy, and thank you, Irina, for chiming in 6 days ago. Then we had Linda Vargas, who gave us a shout out a moment ago. Thank you again, Linda, for that, from New Hampshire. She was asking us about the mortgage lending and whether it's best to get the bank or the credit union again. So again, the same kind of question, a very common question that comes up. So Linda, we'd answered that a moment ago. And then Roberto Pena, thank you so much for your comment, your question about rent-to-own homes, pros and cons, asking if the process would be different if you were using a VA home loan. In short, it's going to really depend. When you're looking at rent-to-own options, sometimes they sound really, really sexy and attractive, and they're really not at the end of the day. That being said, I don't want to persuade you or discourage you or dissuade you from that option if it's right for you. One thing to know about that, Roberto, is that whenever you're looking at rent-to-own homes, the truth of the matter is it's going to depend on what's in the contract. That's why I always advise, and I advised in that video, to get a real estate attorney if that's something that you want to look into. You always want to have an attorney go over everything and know where the hooks are in that contract, because there are upfront fees to purchasing a rent-to-own home, and oftentimes they're non-negotiable if you want to buy that house. And also what happens is it's non-refundable if something should happen during your tenure in that property. So in short, it's really going to depend on the contract that you agree to with the person that's doing the rent-to-own option on that property. And please, Roberto, get a real estate attorney involved to help protect you and your best interest. 407 Yavia. Some fun screen names here. 407 Yavia, I believe that's the correct way of saying that, had asked or had mentioned that they had purchased a home that was built in 1958 and was super scared of the purchase, but the comment about fear helped him feel a little bit better. He's referring to the video that I made about buying an old house, 7 ways to avoid a nightmare. Thank you so much for reaching out, and thank you so much about that comment about fear. So what he's referring to in that is fear is an acronym. I say it across the different videos, and you may have heard this before. If you haven't, fear is nothing more than false evidence appearing real. The best way to replace fear is with knowledge, and with knowledge comes peace of mind and comfort. And with that comes a well-informed decision, because you're not anxious and you're not riding on the emotion of fear, in as much as using your logic and using your intuition about what's right for you. So thank you for chiming in on that and letting me know that was a key takeaway for you. Christine C. Christine C has been with us for quite some time on this channel. Thank you so much, Christine C, for your continued support and always being here. Love the comments that you always come out with and everything that you share with our community. It's awesome. So in this case, she was talking about the move-out checklist when selling a home, and that she was sharing with us in our community that they had a really great experience with the person that bought their home, and they actually left a gift card for a pizza place that was nearby, thinking that the first day that they moved in, they may be a little bit tired to cook or get something to eat, so they gave them a gift card for a pizza joint that was down the street that could deliver to them. I thought that was super cool, Christine C. If more people did stuff like that, I think it would just make real estate even better amongst buyers and sellers. It's a really awesome thing that you guys did. Glad to hear that you had a wonderful experience there. Susan Alvarez, thank you so much. She chimed in a few days ago. She was asking about the last Making Sense of Real Estate with Andrew Finney episode, where we were talking about personal loan debts and debt to income ratio, some of that stuff going on there. And she was asking if paying off a personal loan will throw off her credit score, or is it the same thing as a credit card? Well, I'd actually talked to Bill Marion over at New American Funding, one of my local loan officers here, and he and I were discussing this matter so I could answer her question. In short, if it's reporting on your credit report, it's very, very important. So if you're have a personal loan that's reporting on your credit report, then what's going to happen is that if you pay that off, it's going to balance out that account. So it's kind of like a credit card, where the longer you pay on it, you're building up a credit history if you're paying off the credit card as you're using that credit card. Same thing is going to be happening with your personal loan. In short, he and I both thought it was best practice for you to reach out to a local loan officer where you are, have them review the situation with you so that they can best answer your questions, specifically how it's going to impact you with your home loan options, and also to better know what might be happening with your FICO score going forward, okay? But thank you, Susan, for asking that such a great question. Bordeaux Rose, thank you so much for chiming in. She's talking about last week's video about the top 6 most expensive remodeling mistakes that I put out. Oh, here we go. Okay. Let me see. I see that you hit me on chat. Let me see where my chat is so I can answer that question for you. Oh, Linda, thank you so much. So you're saying yesterday you went to a local bank and they told you that they could take care of the mortgage insurance. Can they do that? Yes, it just depends on what little program they're offering you. But in short, yes, they can do that if it just depends on the loan program, because that is something more recent that they're able to take care of, where it's more of an upfront paid thing. So you want to ask them how that works, Linda, and you want to make sure that you're very clear on those numbers. Ask them to see something called like a closing disclosure or an estimated cost, so that you can get a breakdown of where that money's going and know exactly how that's being paid for, because every home loan, unless you're putting 20% down, is going to have either private mortgage insurance or mortgage insurance premium. So if they're saying they can take care of all that for you, then who's paying it, how's it being paid, and is it increasing your rate? That would be a critical question to know too. If they're going to be paying for it up front, does that mean that you're getting a higher interest rate on your loan for it being paid for up front? Keep in mind, no one's going to give you anything for free, unfortunately, Linda. So it's important to know where your money's going and how much money you can expect to pay. But great question, by the way. Thank you so much for that. So back to Bordeaux Rose. So Bordeaux Rose was actually sharing with us that she works in a roofing company, and she was really happy that we were talking about the repair or replace options on a roof. You're welcome, Linda. Thank you so much. So she was talking about the repair or replace options on a roof, and said that a lot of times she gets people that contact her after the roofers go out and say, hey, does my roof really need to be replaced, or can it just be patched? And in many cases, it actually does need to be replaced. So it's not like people are trying to get you to replace your roof if you don't need it replaced. At the same time, it's extremely important to know whenever it's time to replace it. Okay. lihopperfortie, thank you so much for chiming in. You would like a recommendation for a realtor in Indianapolis. Sure. Please go ahead and hit me up on my email, andrew@andrewfinneyteam.com. Give me some more about your situation. I'll ask you some questions. I'll be happy to get you in touch with some top local loan officers in Indianapolis. I got a couple in mind right now that I could put you in touch with. Just got to make sure they service the area that you're looking for, okay? Brunhilda Morris, hi. Thank you for being here today. Oh, you're very welcome, upfront. Looking forward to hearing from you. Yessica Cepeda had said that she's in Florida and interested in buying a single-family home with her fiance. Is going to be a first-time home buyer. She was talking about the first-time homebuyer education 2018 video that I put out. Thank you for commenting on that, Yessica, and thank you so much for the comment as well. She was saying she would like to know more about first-time homebuyer programs in her area. So if you're a first-time homebuyer and you're wondering what kind of first-time homebuyer programs are available or first-time homebuyer education courses are available in your area, in that video that I made about first-time homebuyer education 2018, you'll find a link in the show more description that's going to take you right into anywhere that you are in the United States, local groups that can assist you with your first-time homebuyer education. If you're actually wondering what type of loan programs are available, then what you want to do is you want to meet up with a trusted real estate advisor that can introduce you to a great local loan officer and ask them how and what programs that you would be able to get approved for as a first-time homebuyer. You want to know which ones are going to be most beneficial to you, and you want to know which ones are going to be available to you. Just because there's first-time homebuyer programs out there, they're not always available to all first-time homebuyers. I know it can seem a little bit tricky, a little bit confusing. It really comes down to your FICO score. It comes down to your debt-to-income ratio situation and making sure that everything makes sense for that program. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not so great. That's why you want to know about the local loan officer and ask them to review your options with you to know which programs may be of better interest to you and which ones would be in your best interest so you can make a well-formed decision. Either way, Yessica, thank you so much for the comment. Greg Countryman had commented on the real estate investing live episode that I did this past Saturday. It's a very, very brief episode, simply asking people what they would be looking for and what kind of content they'd like to see coming up. So he had actually mentioned to me that he was looking at purchasing a rental property and he wanted to make sure that it was environmentally efficient and self-sustaining. He was wondering about solar panels, natural gas, water heaters, and what to do with it. Essentially, I've made another video about the top 16 most expensive things whenever owning a home. In that episode, I covered a lot of different things that you could do to make your home more environmentally friendly, such as ensuring that any cracks in the outside of the house, whether it's the siding, whether it's stucco, what have you, are sealed, making sure that your windows have appropriately seating into their frame, making sure that they're weather stripped along with your doors being weather stripped, and making sure that you're taking care of all that. You could add insulation to the attic, and if you have yet to purchase the property, then you might want to look for a home that has what's called a radiant barrier roof, which actually deflects the heat from the sun hitting on the roof. In the warmer states like Las Vegas, Nevada, right, that could be a very big thing for energy conservation. Plantation shutters not only can help increase your resale value, but they can also help limit the amount of heat coming into your home so that your house is even more environmentally friendly. There's a lot of different things that you could do about that, but it sounds like I probably should make a video about green options on a home and what you could do and the steps that you could take to make your home more green. If that's something that you want to see, or if you got some specific questions in between now and the time that I make that video, let me know in the comment section and I'll go ahead and make sure that I address those in that video as well. Bri Wiley, thank you so much for your support. She's actually out here in Las Vegas. Actually had no idea that I was streaming past Saturday. It was a completely impromptu, Bri, but certainly appreciate your support. It was just one of those things that, I was like, well, I'm going to make an investing video today. But I keep making these videos and I wanted to engage with our team. I wanted to get some more feedback about what's going on and figure out what's most important to you. So I just it was literally like a spur of the moment, completely spontaneous thing that I did. Sometimes I do that where it's just completely spontaneous to see who's out watching YouTube and watching the channel at the time and figure out what's most important to you. So keep that in mind. I mean, I all the time will try to give you advance notice, like with this Wednesday's episode. I'm going to be making it known on my channel that, hey, I'm doing this every Wednesday consistently at 10 a.m. right now. Might change the time up depending on the interaction that we get and when it seems that it's going to be best for others. Poonam Singh, hi, thank you. Oh, well, you're very welcome. I'm very happy to do that. So Poonam Singh just made a comment, said, hi there, thank you for helping me with advice on buying in a different area. that I replied to her back in the comment section of the day. You're very welcome, Poonam. Really appreciate you being here today and letting me know that you took something from that. Glad I was able to help. If you need any more help, please hit me up. Happy to help you. Okay, Poonam, I actually just came across your comment, matter of fact, from the other day. So yeah, being 600 kilometers in a different province and looking for another property. So yeah, I'm very glad that I was able to help you out with that. That is a big move, and it can be a little bit difficult. So I'm glad that we were able to help you with that. And if you have questions about that, most certainly reach out to me. It doesn't have to be difficult if you're planning it. That's pretty fun. Thanks, Poonam. I like that. I like the emoji there. That's really cool. So Ashley Garnett was commenting about a loan program that we had available in Las Vegas. It was called the Hope Brings You Home program for first-time home buyers. And it was a really, really cool program that would give buyers up to $20,000 of money towards their down payment and or buyer closing costs. So if you're here in Vegas right now and if you're wondering if that program's still available, unfortunately it is not. As I had mentioned in that video, I blogged about it. I put it out on my website. That was a very limited duration. There was only $36 million of funds. And if you did the math on that, 36 million divided by 20,000 came up to like 1,800 families that would help. So unfortunately, that program is not available, yet a lot of other down payment assistance and Home as Possible programs are available. So please reach out. We're happy to help you out and see which one might be a good fit for you. And you can review your options and decide what's best for you and your family going forward. Peter Harper, I've seen your name a few times lately. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you and all the kudos that you're giving me on the different videos. Really glad that I'm hitting the mark on those videos for you. L Lawliet, do plantation shutters add resale and do vertical blinds reduce appeal? Well, yes, plantation shutters are going to actually assist with your resale value. They're a highly desirable things, especially in the warmer states. One of the things that you want to consider when you're looking at home renovations or remodeling projects are what is going on in your area. A good way to know what's going on in your area and what buyers are looking for is taking a tour of new home construction. New home construction is always doing surveys. They're always looking for ways of what's trending and what people are looking for. It's important to stay away from trendy options and trendy renovations because it's just that, it's trendy. But if there's something that's holding a commonality, maybe like open concept or maybe like plantation shutters, solar screens, certain things like that, those are the kind of options that you want. Those are the kind of things that you want to go ahead and put into your home that are going to boost your resale value. I believe that I had actually sent you a video. You were actually commenting on the video that I made about the top 15 home renovations that boost your resale value. There's a lot of different things that you can do, but it's very important to get them right. You might want to go back to the remodeling video that I put out last week about the top 6 most expensive things that people do to a property and they get wrong to make sure that you're going to get it right. Poonam Singh, and let's see. Okay, South Africa, your way of financing is a bit different. They recommend 10 to 20% of the house value. What do you suggest? That is an awesome question. And unfortunately, Poonam, being that you're in South Africa, that is a whole continent away. I wish that I knew more about the real estate there. I wish I knew about global real estate so I could help even more people out. Unfortunately, I don't. So I'm just sorry on that one, Poonam. I'm not going to be able to help you on that one. A lot of other things with real estate, the process is going to be probably largely the same no matter what country you're in as far as emotions and the thought processes that go behind it. But the actual terms of financing conditions of a property and how much to put down on a property in different countries, unless it's similar to U.S. real estate like Canada or like Australia or like Europe, then we're going to have some differences right there, especially in that case in South Africa. I would suggest that you reach out to a loan officer there or a real estate advisor there to best answer that question. T-Real 406, thank you so much for commenting on the rent-to-own homes pros and cons. Really appreciate you chiming in. So T-Real 406 was saying, will he be responsible for hiring a home inspector when buying a rent-to-own home? Yes, you'll be responsible for that. And does part of the upfront fee before moving into a rent-to-own home go towards the mortgage price? It depends on the contract. Ideally, that's the purpose, is that they're going to be charging you a little bit more than what the going rent would be. And that offset portion would be actually going towards your down payment on that property. At the same time, it depends on the terms of the contract. And I know that obviously I was pretty quick picking up that you'd also emailed me, and we've been going back and forth in email a little bit. please find a real estate attorney in your area to help you with that. I know the last email that you sent me, you'd asked me what is the cost of a real estate attorney. It's going to depend area to area, to be honest with you. So please make sure that you reach out to them, interview them, talk to them, ask them how much they're going to charge, and let them know what you're thinking. Either way, getting that information before you get started is going to be critically important to your success. Again, sometimes rent to own sounds super sexy and they're not. I know here in Vegas, it's kind of a really dicey thing whenever you see them. So it's one of those things that you want to be very, very well aware of what you're doing and very cognizant of your decisions and the process moving forward, and always get a real estate attorney involved. It's the best way to protect yourself. It's the best way to protect your best interest. But thank you for the question nonetheless. Peter Harper, okay, thank you for chiming in on the 9 tax mistakes homeowners make. I do appreciate it. So Peter Harper was sharing with me that he's a disabled combat veteran and has a sole income of the VA disability and SSDI, and that he doesn't pay taxes. So he's wondering, as a first-time home buyer, does that mean that he won't get any tax credits or tax benefits? So yeah, that's going to really depend on your area, and it's going to depend on the tax code. So whether you get tax credits or not really do depend on what's going on with the current tax law that we're in. So my advice to you, knowing whether you're going to get any credits whatsoever with your circumstances, to talk to a tax advisor and find out from them what's going to be available to you, since you do have a non-taxable income. That being said, there's the benefits are the benefits, right? And if you're wondering about different tax strategies or different tax benefits that you may have as a homeowner, I'm not sure about where you are, Peter, but here in like Las Vegas, Nevada, if you're a combat disabled veteran or you've served in the military during certain periods of time, generally combat tours or combat time, even if you weren't necessarily deployed to the combat theater, there are benefits available to you through like property taxes. And I've talked about that in like the homestead exemptions and stuff like that. There's really cool things that can happen for you. Like here in Las Vegas, what can happen for you is you can get all or a portion of your property taxes essentially exempt from paying them after the first year of ownership of your home by simply applying with the county assessor's office to make sure that they verified all your information. And when they do that and they find that you're eligible, then you don't pay it. They update your bank, and they essentially just let them know, hey, they don't have to pay it. Please go ahead and refund that amount back to the veteran. Or a smarter practice is actually using whatever you don't have to pay towards property taxes and putting it onto the principal amount of your mortgage. But either way, Peter, great question. Let us know where you are, and let's see if we can help figure out a better answer for you and see what's available to you in your area. Robin Ferguson, thank you so much for commenting yesterday, asking me to talk about good modular home companies and what types of mortgages you may need. So I just want to be completely honest and open with you, Robin. Unfortunately, I don't know a lot about modular homes. I only know about real estate, or what's considered real estate. And unless a modular home becomes affixed to a property, it's not considered real estate. So if it still has like wheels on it, or depending on what kind of modular home you're looking at, unless it is affixed to the ground and cannot be moved, it is not real estate. So as far as knowledge that I might have about good modular companies, we don't have a lot of modular homes here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And to my knowledge, we actually don't have any modular companies here. Maybe we do, and I just haven't heard of them, just being honest with you. So I would not be a good source of information as it pertains to modular homes, nor the type of financing involved. Just want to be honest with you so that you know to seek that kind of information elsewhere. My suggestion is always the same. Google everything. Google who the better companies are. Google how to get financing on a modular home, and start your approach if that's something that you want to do from that position. Either way, Robin, thank you for watching the episode, and thank you for commenting. Ykita Foreman saying the video about what to look for when viewing a home to buy was very informative. Thank you, Ykita. Really appreciate that. Granny Goose, just a few hours ago, was watching how the closing process works when buying a home. Granny Goose said, thanks. The tip she found most helpful in that one was getting your homeowner's insurance ready to go prior to closing, as many as 2 to 3 weeks out from closing. She says she just got it done and she feels great about it. Granny Goose, I'm glad that you did that. You're gonna have full peace of mind for the remainder of your closing process, and I'm looking forward to when you get the keys to your new home. Let us know in a comment, or come on to YouTube live session and hit us up in chat and let us know when you get the keys. Super excited for you, Granny Goose. Okay, Poonam, I see another comment. Thank you so much. What are some tips when looking online, since it's hard to know what's best in pictures because it's expensive to go out and keep looking? It's a very, very, very good point, Poonam. So what you want to do is you want to assess what you need in a house. Now, this is really, really important. You got to really know what you need. You got to write down what you want in a house, what you need in a house. And yes, it can be difficult assessing homes in over pictures. So that's where the benefit would go, especially for you being in South Africa, contacting a trusted real estate advisor in the province that you want to move to. And here's why, because Facebook is global. So that means that with a good internet connection, you can do what? You can FaceTime. It's something that I do here in the United States all the time. So when you winnow down those homes, let's say that you're looking at your favorite homes, get in the habit of grading them between a 1-star and a 5-star option, where 5 is like, OMG, I want to move in tonight. And 1 is so awful, you want to take my glasses off through this YouTube screen and poke my eyeball out because it was that awful, right? Please don't do that, by the way. But with anything that's a 4 and above, in your mind's eye and your heart of hearts being something that you could see yourself living in, at least from the pictures that you can see, that's the one that you would like your trusted real estate advisor in the province that you're looking at purchasing in to go out and FaceTime with you, so you can do a virtual walk through the property and ask them their opinion and ask them to look at certain other things that you might have questions about. It's one of the most efficient ways that when you're buying a house, sight unseen is what we call it here in the United States. And it's one of the most efficient ways of being able to tour different homes. And obviously, being a trusted real estate advisor, they're only going to want to tour your very, very favorite ones that they're confident that you might like or have a 50-50 shot of liking. Then they'll go out there and tour them. I've done that for a lot of families here. We'll normally spend 30-45 minutes on FaceTime, walking through the house, answering the question, walking in the yard. I'll show them the community, drive through the community, walk up and down the street, so they get a really good idea of what it is that they're looking to buy. And that alone has helped out a lot of families this year that I've worked with that were moving from out of state to buy their new home. So it's something to think about and it's something to consider, because it'll work in South Africa the same as it works here, courtesy of it just being Facebook. So that'll really help you out. Linda Vargas, I am very nervous of buying a home and I don't want to continue renting. Been for 6 years. Yep. Look, the anxiety and the nervousness that you're experiencing at buying a home, that first-time home buying anxiety, is completely normal. It's absolutely okay. The only way to replace that anxiety or fear is probably what it's kind of stemming from, because you've never done it before. It's actually fear of change, and it's fear of the unknown because you haven't done it before, right? And it's okay, Linda. It's absolutely okay. So going back to earlier in today's broadcast, fear is just an acronym. It's just false evidence appearing real. And the way that you replace fear is with knowledge. So go ahead and get some knowledge. Talk to a trusted real estate advisor in your area. Talk to a local loan officer. Make that happen. And go ahead and start getting the information that you need. Because what you'll find as you get more educated, Linda, is that you're going to, that feeling that you have in your stomach right now, is probably right there in your stomach and sometimes up here in your throat, that kind of makes you feel anxious and sick. It's going to go away as you get educated. It's going to go away as you answer the questions. And you might be thinking, and you could be watching right now saying, hey, Andrew, I don't even know what questions I have. That's great, because you're on my channel. If you're watching the videos about the home buying tips and everything that I've made, you're going to get a lot more questions answered, and you're going to get questions answered that you don't know that you have just yet. But by talking to a trusted real estate advisor, asking them about the home buying process where you are, asking them about the market conditions and trends where you are, offer strategies where you are, right? You're going to start finding yourself more comfortable and more confident. And as you become more comfortable and confident, you'll find your anxiety and your nervousness levels reducing. It all begins by picking up the phone or sending out an email to your trusted real estate advisor. Again, you need my help, please let me know. I'm always here for you. So just think about that, and just know that what you're experiencing right now is what we all experience as a first-time home buyer. And the only way to get there is to take that first step forward, okay? But it's okay, Linda. We're here for you, okay? Poonam, you're absolutely welcome. Thank you for your other comment. That is true. You are committed, and it's great to know you care about your clients. Yes, most definitely. I love my clients. I love them so much that most of the time I like to host parties for them at my own personal house during the summer for just like a client appreciation party of sorts, right? Love them. Love the families that I work with. They become really good friends in the process. And that's why I wanted to start this YouTube live format, was to better engage with the subscribers on the channel, because you guys are awesome. You know, we got over 4,100 subscribers. We're continuing to grow, and I'm sure that we can continue to grow into hundreds of thousands or millions over time of people subscribe to the channel. So as that happens, I want to engage with you, because I'm always curious about you. You're watching my content. Some of you comment, some of you don't. I see the thumbs up. Some people, can't please everybody. Get a hater every now and then. I get a thumb down. It's okay. Haters gonna hate, right? So whatever. But most of it, 97% of the time, people are loving the videos with thumbs up and watching the content. but I'm curious about you and what's important to you. So by going live in this way, then it gives us the opportunity to connect in a whole different way, because obviously I'm here in Las Vegas, Nevada right now, and it is 10:29 a.m. on the 15th of August. And you guys are joining in at the exact same time. So when you think about it for a moment, it's like so freaking amazing that we have this technology to be able to do this, where we're all connected at this one point in time answering these questions. So yes, to your point, I know that's probably a very long way of saying it, Poonam. I'm very engaged and very committed to delivering high-level content that's going to be open, honest, and completely transparent in as much as possible that better help you and help anyone that's out there buying, selling, owning a home, or even looking at investing. My channel crosses the whole spectrum. Oh, wow. It's 8 p.m. there. Well, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you get some rest soon, Poonam, and you can enjoy some pleasant dreams and have sweet dreams over there, right? Get some rest. I'm about to end the broadcast now anyways. I got a client coming in from New York that I'm meeting up with here in a few minutes. So thank you for tuning in today, team. In between now and next time, I'm wishing you and yours a lifetime full of love, wealth, abundance, and happiness. See you again soon. Enjoy an amazing day.